This rap video made by police officers is the public face of what the Richland County Sheriff's Department wants to convince you that their Sheriff's Department is like. You said that Leon Lott, you went to Leon Lott. To Leon Lott.
Numerous times did I contact him.
And you went to him numerous times. And based on the Supreme Court findings, the Supreme Court agreed that Stephanie was raped.
The Supreme Court not only agreed she was raped, they agreed that she was not fully competent, that she was incompetent.
So you gave this information to Leon Lott personally, or at least he knew of it.
Oh yes, yes.
So he knew of it.
In fact,
I wanted to get that on
it.
video. That they care about victims. So what you're about to hear is my interaction with a desk sergeant at the Richland County Sheriff's Department. And believe me, this is a real recording, and you're gonna hear just how ridiculous the Sheriff's Department is.
We're gonna try again, sir?
Excuse me, can you please lower your voice? Can you please lower your voice? Can you please, sir, you already started off bad, okay? Can you please lower your voice? I'm asking you one more time. Can you please lower your voice, sir? Can you please stop yelling at me?
You're the one yelling.
I'm not yelling at you, sir.
Well, you are.
I'm not. I'm talking pretty normal.
Listen to what I've got to say. You're gonna keep talking over me.
Sir, I'm trying to make a report, and you're not listening.
Oh, I'm telling you who you need to report it to. It's called Internal Affairs. That's who takes these kinds of complaints.
But then you started yelling at me, sir, and I actually have you recorded.
No, you started yelling at me, and my feelings are hurt. And then you made fun of me, and now I have a personal problem because I can't work the rest of the night.
You have a what? Are you serious, guy? Okay, well, I'm gonna let you know this is actually going public.
I mean, now I'm probably gonna take the rest of the night off because my feelings are hurt.
Oh, would you stop? Would you stop being so ridiculous? Give me your freaking captain.
You've been yelling at me, and I just can't.
Give me your captain, sir. Give me your captain, please. Please.
Captain is not here.
Can I please get your captain? Can I please get your captain, sir?
I'm the highest ranking official in the building right now.
Okay.
And I'm telling you who you need to contact, and it's the Internal Affairs Division.
I understand, but is there anyone else that's over you?
No, not at the present time.
Are you sure about that? There's no officer in charge. Okay. All right. So.
You are called the Sheriff's Department at 7-Eleven at night. They're all gone for the evening.
7-Eleven, but that doesn't mean that and captain is not going to be on duty, sir.
It does. They're gone. They work different kinds of hours, not these hours.
Really?
You need to contact the Internal Affairs Division.
So what you're saying is that I hurt your feelings because I simply stated that I was raped as a kid?
You were yelling at me.
Sir, I'm gonna let you know that when people hear this recording and when they hear you start to yell, as soon as I picked up the phone, sir, they're not gonna believe you.
Well, when you yelled at me, I got hurt feelings.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make this recording public, okay?
Can you apologize to me?
No, sir. You yelled at me first. I'm not, sir. I apologize if your feelings are hurt, okay? But seriously, you are a grown man. You are a police officer. Please have a little bit more backbone, sir. I wanted to make a report about a rape case where I was molested as a child, sir. Do you understand that when people talk about that, they're gonna be a little bit upset?
You're just not letting me talk again. You said you already made this complaint, and you said we're covering it up, so I'm telling you need to talk to Internal Affairs.
Right, and I understand that, sir, but the problem that I'm having with you right now is that you're being very, very dismissive, and you're also being very rude and nasty, okay? I've tried to ask you several times, could you calm down, and you wouldn't do it.
You're the one that's very upset.
I'm upset because I got raped, sir. Do you understand that?
And I'm telling you how to handle this complaint. You're not listening to me.
I told you. I actually acknowledged that, but now I'm getting to why I have an issue with you. Do you understand that?
How do you have an issue for me?
Because you started yelling at me, sir, and you started getting nasty with me, and then on top of that, you hung up on me.
No, you hung up on me.
No, I didn't, sir. I can prove it. I can prove it.
Well, you yelled at me, and I told you my feelings are hurt. We've apologized to me, so we can move forward. I feel better now.
Sir, you are acting like a really, really grown child right now, okay?
I don't see how.
Because, sir, you carry a gun and you are a police officer. You are a sergeant. Have a backbone, sir.
I'm not allowed to have feelings?
You are allowed to have feelings, but not while you are a cop. You're a cop, sir. That's ridiculous.
We're working on being kinder and gentler, though, and I've really bought into this new way of policing in the 21st century.
Sir, you are being a smart aleck right now, and you know that. So I'm gonna let you know when this recording goes public, there's no excuse now, right?
Well, I'm going to tell you again. You said that you've already made this complaint and that we're covering it up, so you need to call internal affairs.
And then when you start acting like the way that you start acting, sir, most people are going to react the exact same way that I reacted. I'm going to just let you know that.
No.
Oh, really?
Because nobody yells at me typically like you did in her.
Where? Oh, no one yells at you, sir. I did not yell at you. This is a whole conversation. You're the only one yelling.
Be doing this job.
Okay, well, tell you what, sir. I'm gonna make this recording public, and if you would, if you would like an email of this, so that you can hear how ridiculous you sound right now, I will send it.
You're starting to make fun of me, and
I said ridiculous that you sound right now, sir. I did not call you ridiculous.
What is your name? Because you're making fun of me, and I'm gonna call Joe Biden myself. What's your name?
Oh, would you stop? Would you stop?
What's your name? Me and Joe are going to talk now because I have a buddy that's high up in the Secret Service, and we're going to talk. So what's your name?
High up in the Secret Service. And you work at Richland County Sheriff's Department. Well, your buddy apparently does not like you very much because he would have got you on the Secret Service.
Are you denying me your name now?
What are you talking about, sir? I've already announced my name for the first time that I called. In fact, I even gave you a case in which I was involved with. How many high school principals are molesting people?
Can I have your name, please?
Dion McNeil. I already told you my name.
McNeil.
Yeah. How many principals are raping people, whereas you don't even recognize me?
Mr. McNeil, what's your birthday?
Why you asking me for my birthday?
Because I'm going to need to give it to my contact to talk to Joe Biden about how I'm being treated.
They protect their communities. There's no racism, there's no sexism, and there are certainly no situations in which the Richland County Sheriff's Department and Leon Lott himself, who is the sheriff of that sheriff's department, would cover up sexual assault, child molestation, and other crimes to protect the state from liability and also to save face, because if anyone were to find out that Leon Lott and his sheriff's department were a bunch of rape apologists, rape victim suppressing monsters, well then that would screw up this public image. Except, oh me, oh my, oh my, oh my. Now what is this? This is an article that is just a month old as of the recording of this video. But the best part is that this is really just a leftover. This article features a court filing that was made against Leon Lott and also the Richland County Sheriff's Department.
Yeah, Sheriff Leon Lott says in today's press conference that this arrest was one of the most difficult things they've had to do, arresting one of their own, former school resource officer Jamil Bradley. This is based off an incident that occurred with a 17-year-old student from Spring Valley High School in 2018 while Bradley was a school resource officer there.
It did not happen at the school. It happened away from campus. But he was in my uniform and he was in our patrol car.
Bradley was hired with the Richland County Sheriff's Department in 2007, but was fired on October 30th. Sheriff Lott says this comes after he interfered with an internal investigation into him dealing with the federal lawsuit against him. Now, that lawsuit included allegations of sexual assault against a 15-year-old female student while he was an SRO at Spring Valley High School. Now, Sheriff Lott says today's arrest involves a different victim from the student who was mentioned in the federal lawsuit.
Now, at this point in the video, you might be wondering, how is it possible that a man was involved in a rape cover-up of one woman, involved in a rape cover-up of a man that's actually making this video, and the rape cover-up of teenage girls, and yet somehow remains sheriff? Because you gotta admit, at some point, if this keeps coming up over and over and over again from different sources, then maybe and just maybe there might be a bit of a problem. In fact, if you were to read the article and also the court filing that's attached to this article, what you'll find is that Leon Lott and Captain John E. Ewing were aware that a Richland County Sheriff's deputy named Jamil Bradley, who served as a school resource officer at Spring Valley High School, was having sex with students. This was so well known that back in 2019, two law lawsuits were filed against Richland District 2 in South Carolina and also the Sheriff's Department. And one of those lawsuits was settled for $900,000. And what was Leon Lott's defense back during 2019 and also during this current lawsuit in 2021? He said the statutes of limitations had been passed over and he wanted the judge to throw it out based on that. And like any competent lawyers, the lawyers who were going after Leon Lott responded by saying that, yeah, it's gonna seem like the statute of limitations are gone because your department, who's in charge of investigating rape claims, or at least claims that deputies are out here having sex with teenage girls in high school, was supposed to be investigated by you and that you covered it up. The very fact that qualified immunity is not protecting Leon Lott or his deputies in this particular situation lets you know that even the courts are quite well aware that Leon Lott and the Richland County Sheriff's Department were told repeatedly to stop doing this, to stop covering up rapes, stop botching rape investigations, because they were in the center of the Brenda Bryant case. And this case has a South Carolina Supreme Court document attached to it. Brenda Bryant's daughter, Stephanie Bryant, has an intellectual disability in which she has the mindset of a 7 to 10-year-old, and that is permanent. She was put into the care of an adult care facility in South Carolina. One day she escaped and was gang raped and got an STD. She was clearly raped, and a rape kit from the Lexington County Medical Center, which is cited in the Supreme Court documents, clearly demonstrate that. And you would think that with that level of evidence, Leon Lott would have done something. Well, as you heard towards the beginning of the video, not only did he not do anything, the men who raped this girl who is mentally disabled, who was shouting no the entire experience, now walk free, just like my rapist. You said that Leon Lott, you went to Leon Lott.
Numerous times I contact him.
And you went to him numerous times. And based on the Supreme Court findings, the Supreme Court agreed that Stephanie was raped.
The Supreme Court not only agreed she was raped, they agreed that she was not fully competent, that she was incompetent.
So you gave this information to Leon Lott personally, or at least he knew of it.
Oh yes. Yes.
So he knew of it.
In fact,
I wanted to get that on
it.
video. And as you're gonna see from this news article and other articles about the exact same situation, this is a pattern because both parents and school officials, even undercover officers, informed Captain Ewing and Leon Lott of a pattern of behavior from Officer Bradley. So it's not as if Leon Lott was not aware of this. In fact, his sexual abuse of young girls started in 2010 and went all the way up to 2019, which is almost a decade of sexual abuse on high school girls. In 2011, there was an internal investigation that found that Bradley hadn't violated any rules of conduct. Feel free to press F to doubt. And the reason why they found no violations of the rules is how the Richland County Sheriff's Department conducted the investigation. While in court, a law enforcement expert flat out said in front of a court and a judge that the Richland County Sheriff's Department in their way of investigating crimes is not only lacking, he was almost suggesting that it was intentional. Because how does one explain parents, school officials, and even your own officers coming to you about a man for almost a decade? You got emails between that deputy and young girls where that deputy was trying to arrange meetings with those girls after school hours and before school hours. In a deposition in 2018, Leon Lott claimed that there was nothing inappropriate in the emails. The problem with that is, if you actually read the contents of some of these emails, that is not only a lie, but it's a clear lie. For example, some of the text messages that he was sending to these 15-year-old girls, sometimes 16, sometimes 17, even allegedly 14, were dick pics. So how in the world did anyone investigate his phone when lawyers later on would find the contents of that phone? He was later arrested, charged, and convicted of a slew of crimes, all stemming from having sex with teenage girls while being a school resource officer, causing one young girl to go into such mental distress that she was committed to a hospital for 50 days because she was suicidal. Are you beginning to see a bit of a pattern here? Someone young or vulnerable gets raped. The state is liable because in the case of the high school, it happened in a high school that is state funded, publicly funded. So the state and the sheriff's department is definitely liable because it was one of the deputies who was doing the raping. And in the case of Brenda Bryant, her daughter Stephanie
Stephanie was gang raped and got an STD while in the care of an adult care facility that was state funded by the South Carolina Department of Disabilities and Special Needs, or DDSN, which is why Brenda won $125,000 in a settlement when she took the case up to the South Carolina Supreme Court in a case known as Madison Bryant v. Babcock Center. So I ask you again, are you noticing a bit of a pattern here?